Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Brian, and in this video I'll be doing an unboxing of the Acer Aspire 1 722-BZ480 netbook. So this is about $320 from Costco, and I'm basically going to be using this on my trip to Korea. After this unboxing video, I will upload my little going away video so you guys can know a little more about that. But basically I'll be using this on my trip. I will be taking my iPad with me, of course, but sometimes the iPad just doesn't cut it when it comes to using the internet and things. I would take my 15-inch gaming laptop, but it's obviously too big and bulky and not really going to have too much time to even play games, so I might as well just use this little netbook, and Costco has a great return policy, so I could just return it when I'm finished with it if I would like. But the specs on this computer, they're pretty good. It has AMD's C-50 processor, which is dual core at 1 GHz. It also has 2 gigs of RAM, a 320 gig 5400 RPM hard drive. The screen size is 11.6 inches with the resolution of 366 by 768. That is a 16:9 aspect ratio, so watching TV shows on this should be perfect. It has a 4400 milliamp hour battery, which is 6 cell. It has a nice large multi-touch trackpad, and it also has Windows 7 Home Premium 64-bit as opposed to using Windows 7 Starter Edition. And actually, for the video card, it uses ATI's 6250 GPU, which is a fairly, it's a low-end video card, but for a netbook, it's pretty good. So watching HD content on this netbook is going to be just fine. From what I've read, the battery life should be great. 7 hours of continuous use for, browsing the web and stuff. Watching movies might be a little bit less, but overall, it's a pretty well-rounded netbook. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed. So inside of the first cardboard box, we have the actual box itself for the computer. So apparently it turns out that there is a second color variation. There is a black one and a blue one. Okay, this is the black one. Would have been cool to have the blue one, but I guess this is all that Costco had at the time of the purchase. So let's go ahead and break this seal and get inside the box. So the first thing we get is this little sheet, and this tells us how to connect to the internet. If you don't know how to do that, then you shouldn't be using a computer. It tells us how to use some of our other functions, such as Bluetooth and whatnot. It tells you how to insert the battery. Those sorts of things should be self-explanatory. In this right compartment, we have the power brick. So looks like it's a multi-voltage charger, so you could just get a different sort of plug on the end. This obviously goes into the netbook itself. And here is the US adapter that goes onto the power brick. Now on the left panel, we do have the netbook itself. Very light. Once again, it's 11.6 inches in screen size. So here is the lid of the Acer Aspire 1. There is a protective covering, I believe, over this. Maybe there isn't, I'm not too sure, but I'll mess with that a little bit more off camera. I'll give you a quick tour of that in a minute as well. So let's go through the rest of the box quickly. Here we have a little promo code offering for McAfee's Internet Security. Might as well just get Microsoft Security Essentials because that's all you really need in terms of securing your computer. If you're that insecure about your stuff, then you shouldn't even be using one. Here we have an international traveler's warranty passport, so I guess if you take this to another country, need it to get worked on, that's what that's for. And finally, we have the battery itself. Pretty decent sized battery, it looks like. Once again, this is 4400 milliamp hours. And that is all that's in the box. So let me go ahead and give you a closer look at the netbook itself. Let's go ahead and insert the battery. Looks like it goes this way. So the battery is installed and it is locked into place. So let's start with going over some of the ports and whatnot. So on the right side, this is where you plug in a Kensington lock. Here we have two USB 2.0 ports, microphone jack, headphone jack. We have a multi-card reader right here. This little thing is spring-loaded, so that can come out. Nothing on the front. On the left side, we have an HDMI port and another USB 2.0 port. We have a VGA output, 10100 Ethernet port, and this is where you plug in your power cable. Very clean on the bottom, just this large plastic cover that you can take off via these screws. And let's go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like. Now on the lid, it has sort of a spirally graphic to it, so that's a pretty interesting design touch. So here is the netbook itself. It has a pretty decent sized trackpad. It is multi-touch capable, so you could use 2 fingers to move around your page, zoom into photos and things like that. Here we have the click button area for right click and left click. This does use Windows 7 Home Premium as opposed to Windows 7 Starter. This is the 64-bit version, so if you want to upgrade to 4 gigs of RAM and still be able to utilize all of it, then you're already prepared to do so. This uses AMD's HD graphics, which is the Radeon 6250. Here we have some more stickers. It has Wi-Fi, of course, multi-touch trackpad. It's a fairly thin laptop. It has an HDMI output, and the screen resolution is 1366 by 768. As I mentioned earlier, it has AMD's dual-core C-50 processor. It has 2 gigs of RAM, 6-cell battery, and a 320 gig hard drive. At the top, you can see that we do have on the box it said 0.3 megapixel webcam, so it's obviously not for pictures or anything, it's just for video calling and whatnot. There also is a microphone built in. Keyboard itself has very large keys. They look very nice and spacious, so should be pretty cool to type on this. So I guess that's about it. So that was just my unboxing and quick overview of the Acer Aspire A722-BZ480 netbook. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can leave them down below in the comments area. But that's it with the video, so thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all later.